Here's how I made 6 figures this year working from my phone. And no, it's not what you think. Here's the results from 3 of my channels. I know everybody's chasing passive income, right? You've seen the flexes. I made $20K last month just coaching clients. I'm at my daughter's soccer practice and the direct deposits just hit. One channel made this, another made that, blah, blah, blah. And you're probably wondering, how did this regular ass dude pull it off? Well, I'll give that secret to you for free at the end of this video. I'm not selling anything or asking you to join my program. Nah, I'm kidding. I'll tell you how. I have a job. Yeah, that thing that every TikTok grifter tries to convince you is slavery. Those numbers I showed you, just like everyone else hustling you, it took me 30 seconds to Google those screenshots. But guess what? My job pays me well. I've got great insurance that I pay zero for, a 401k, and a real retirement. Do you know what a retirement is? Passive income, but it's actual passive income, not a scammy spreadsheet and a Zoom call with some dude that calls himself Closer. And no, I didn't start off making great money. I had to work my way up. I've worked garbage jobs. I've been broke. That's just life. I've done everything from retail to sales and tons of nonsense in between. Anyone telling you they skipped the grind is either lying or they're trying to sell you something. They're selling lies. And speaking of selling lies, let's talk about pyramid schemes. Oh, sorry. I mean, multi-level marketing now. Because renaming it makes it totally different, right? That thing that your mom got all excited about years ago and maxed out her credit cards and then suddenly stopped talking about it until the next one came along. Here's how these scams work. You pay to join. You're told you'll make money by recruiting other people. Those people pay to join and they're told the same thing. And the people at the top make money off everyone under them. There's no real product. There's no real value. It's all recruitment. It's hype on top of hype. It's not a business. It's a numbers game that eventually runs out of players. And when it does, you're the one left holding the bag. So how are these people making money? They're not selling knowledge. They're selling access. To what? The same thing that they bought into. None of them are certified in anything. There's no background. There's no qualifications. But suddenly, they're experts on wealth, fitness, psychology, relationships, confidence, masculinity, femininity, sales, branding, energy, whatever the hell is trending this week. And they say that they learned the secret to learning about this from successful people in the real world. And any sort of formal education on any topic is for suckers. It's straight up, trust me, bro. They're not teaching, they're hustling you. Let me give you an example. When I was in college, I was working this job and looking for something part-time. I was in the best shape of my life at the time and figured I'd get certified as a personal trainer. But I found a listing for fitness coaching with no experience needed. They would train me. So I show up at the address and there's 50 people waiting. Most of them look like they had never touched a dumbbell in their life. But I figured, I've actually been in the gym. This might be promising. Then a lady walks out, gives us a speech, and says, "We're going to watch a business opportunity video." And right there, I knew I was going to get scammed. It was Herbalife. The whole storefront was just the front to sell Herbalife shakes and recruit more people to sell the shakes. In the training, it was tagging cars with flyers and upselling people on a glorified protein smoothie. And she said it only cost 60 or 80 bucks a month to get started as a consultant. And then told us pretty much word for word, it's not really about selling the product, it's about building this team. Now I asked her afterward how this wasn't a pyramid scheme, and she smiled and said, "Oh, it's not a pyramid scheme. It's multi-level marketing." Oh, that cleared nothing up. So right after that, I felt like everyone I knew was suddenly in an MLM. My timeline turned into a graveyard of just cringy hustle posts. I finally found my tribe. I'm walking around with a gallon of water now. Working out with 2-pound dumbbells in my living room. Mindset is everything. And for a hot second, they all thought that they were some type of coach. A bunch of people who had never dabbled with fitness or nutrition, now they're suddenly experts because they joined a group run by the PTA mom that everyone hates. But 2 months later, gone, burned out, didn't make any money. On to the next scheme. Same people, new product, new community, and they're still broke. But now it's just evolved. So instead of selling shakes, they're selling high ticket coaching. Now you've got some clown selling a $10,000 mindset package. No degree, no experience, just vibes and Canva templates. They're juiced out. They're screaming at the screen. They're engaging and arguing with the trolls, which is hilarious. They're telling you that you're broke and you're not getting any action because you don't have a Lambo and you're not shredded. Or it's the mom who went from struggling, but now I'm traveling the world thanks to coaching. And guess what the coaching is? It's just teaching you how to sell high ticket coaching to someone else. It's MLM version 2.0, but this time there's not even a product. You're not even actually coaching. You're marketing yourself as a subject matter expert who discovered this secret, and you're nice enough to share it for a small cost. Now you've just got to go convince other people to buy the same nonsense from you. It's just a mirror. It's just you. You're selling access to the same ladder that you're standing on. And here's where it gets dark. And this is why it sometimes works. This grift sometimes works because it preys on an entire generation of young people that were set up to fail. They were told, go to college and you'll be successful. So they borrowed $80,000 before they were old enough to rent a car. They got a random degree with no plan. And then they graduated into a job market that said, cool, that'll be $40K a year, no benefits. Well, now they're stuck. They can't buy a house. They're drowning in student loans. Rent's outrageous. Jobs don't pay. Angry. And on social media, they're convinced everyone else is balling while they struggle. They're mad. They can't even beat the AI to get the resume looked at with 300 other people, 300 other business majors to interview for an entry-level job. So what do you think shows up on their For You page? Some grinning goofball to Lambo saying, you don't need college, you just need my course. Get the money and the girls if you do what I do. Or it's a woman in a nice house or a nice car, and she's telling you how good her life is now that she makes $10,000 a month. It's predatory as hell. But it's not any different than what the pyramid schemes of the past told promises to people of. It's just the same thing. It's just formatted now for quick delivery on social media. So who do I blame? The scammer or the scammed? Honestly, it's both. You got to be a little naive to believe that you can make $20,000 a month off of vibes alone. But you've also got sociopaths out there selling hope for a commission. Now, if you're one of the guys paying a convicted felon to yell at you over Zoom and tell you to go to the gym, man, you could have just joined the military. They'll yell at you for free and they'll pay you. And ladies, if your favorite girl boss is manifesting money from her kitchen while reselling products no one asked for, it's not empowerment. It's a grift in yoga pants. And whether you know it or not, the red flags have literally not changed. The pitch has never changed. Break free from the 9 to 5. Education's overrated. If this is so easy, anyone can do it. I finally found a community. You just have to believe in yourself. Look, if you're broke, you're struggling, or you're unsure of your future, I get it, but this ain't the answer. You want passive income? It's called a retirement plan. You want to build wealth? Get a real job, save money, learn a skill, build something that lasts. Understand that if you're young, the reality is that you're gonna have to start at the bottom and work your way up like everyone else did. If you're worth a damn and you show up on time, these days you'll outclass pretty much all of your peers. And sure, some jobs will work you harder if they see that, and they'll take advantage. That's not ever changed, and it won't. Pay your bills and find something else. I literally can't believe I'm standing here defending the 9 to 5. But it's straight up the reality for most people. And unless you win the lottery or you have rich parents, man, it is what it is. You are not that special. And your parents and your teachers did you a disservice by not telling you this before you went out into the world. Now me, I was lucky enough to have a bunch of really nice fellas in campaign hats tell me that when I was 18. And they enforced that through corrective training. I was also lucky enough to go into a world where light hazing was still a thing. So if I said anything stupid or I had a harebrained idea, the older dudes put me in my place and they taught me a lesson. That's not really a thing anymore though, unfortunately. So here's the secret. Work a job to pay your bills. Make content because it's fun. Be funny. Chase your dreams. If you end up making money as a result, then you're incredibly lucky. Keep on keeping on. But don't buy into that fantasy that someone's charging you $3,000 or more to let you in on. Because at the end of the day, the only thing most of these people are experts in is selling bullshit. And your future deserves better than that. You want passive income? Get a retirement plan. You want freedom? Actually learn a real skill. You want a wake-up call? Stop paying people to yell affirmations at you over Zoom. Lord, the army will pay you to get yelled at and give you health insurance and pay your rent. You're not broke because you didn't believe. You're broke because you gave your rent money to a TikTok scammer in a rented Lambo, or it's the chick that peaked in high school and she's the living embodiment of live, laugh, love. Don't be their paycheck. And that's all I got to say about that. Oh, fuck these people.